time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great American Wild West Show. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of the Indian, this is the Eagle Dance. Eagle has landed. Thank you. Give them a nice big round of applause, will you? As I introduce to you the lady who has been termed the wildest woman in the West. From Laramie, Wyoming, you ain't seen Calamity Jane. Give her a nice round.
Made the statement that I am of a cantankerous nature. But I say, as only a woman out breaking new ground. I'm doing things a lot of folks didn't think a woman ought to be doing. But I'd be darned if I was going to slave over a hot stove all day. Or do some old feller's dirty laundry. Any of you women out there with me on that? So I decked myself out in men's duds, and I went out and did what they call men's work. And I was so darn good at pulling my own fair share of the workload, but oftentimes they didn't even know I was a female. And I got to where I could use my old bullwhip so adeptly, why, I could flick a fly off the beat mule's ear with a big old
Hey, Calamity Jane?
Yes?
I hate to interrupt you, but I just got word that Black Bart is in town and he's just robbed a Denver stagecoach. If you happen to see Black Bart coming around, would you get him? Could you stop this bandit? He's got the bag of gold. There is Black Bart running away with the gold. He's robbed the stagecoach. And if anybody can slow that guy down, just wound him if you can. Scare him. Don't shoot him. Just get his attention. Now this guy is in real trouble. Get him right down. Just lay it on him. Yeah.
I think I ought to slow down his progress.
Yeah, slow him down.
I think I am. I'm not going to hurt him. I'm just going to slow him down a bit.
I think you got his attention. How about a hand for Calamity Jane? She got his attention. Yes, she did.
Now, Black Bart, you are revealing you. I have told you time and time again to mend your ways. Now I have shot at you pretty near most of my life and only wounded you. And I'm going to take that mail and I'm going to get it safely delivered. Now you hand it over to Black Bart. Black Bart told me to. My weapon lacy on the back. I didn't think so. Now you get on that there pony. And don't you think folks we ought to give him one more chance to mend his ways? Yeah. Head on down the trail, Black Bart. And let me tell you something, feller. Next time you ain't gonna be so lucky.
Yeah, how about that? Get out of here, Black Bart. Now, we don't want to see your kind of...
So long.
So long.
Well now, folks, I believe in this here mail pouch. There is a letter from my dear friend Wild Bill. And I'm gonna give it to Stagecoach Bob. And you know what? I believe I hear the stagecoach
You're right.
coming.
He's coming in right now, folks. What I need from all of you trying to the grandstand is a great, big, loud round of applause right now, because here comes the wildest stagecoach in the world. Come on, everybody, lay it on him. Let him hear you. Let him hear your noise on that side when he comes around. Everybody give him a great big round of applause all together tonight. Holy cow. And you know, there's a fellow here tonight, at 15 years of age, he was the greatest Pony Express rider in the world. How about some of your applause for Bill Cody, Pony Express rider, the best there ever was. The best there's ever been. Let's give him one more big Denver round of applause. Carrying the mail, you betcha. Well, of course, the ladies of the West, they have to be with us, and there they are, the gals. I see Miss Kitty, and I see Dorothy, and I see Sorry Jane. If everyone will clap your hands to our music, we'll have us a little party tonight, right here. Come on, let him hear you as they kick them high. Everybody clap your hands. Get louder, loud as you can. Everybody holler, yeehaw. Everybody holler, yahoo. Now watch this. Here is one of the stars of the Great American Wild West Show. How about a big round of applause for J.W. Stoker, the Trinket Fancy roving star. What do you think about that, folks? There he is. Well, thank you, J.W. Now, you'll see more of him as the night goes on. I'm Don Inslee, and on behalf of the National Western Stock Show, Sandy Pence is the lady who brought us to town. She is the boss of this arena and this complex. She puts all of the events together here. She's sitting out on top of the stage. Give her a nice, big, loud round of applause if you're liking the show. Thank you, Sandy, for letting us all kind of be with you. Now it's time to bring on the cast of characters. We wouldn't have a Wild West show without remembering the greatest Western showman. Would you give a nice big round of applause to our very own Buffalo Bill? Buffalo Bill, as around that side, why don't you stand up and wave your hand, clap your hands for Uncle Mobile and the Castle Stars. Oh yeah. And of course, with us tonight, the most famous group of young riders in the world, about 20 or so members of Denver's very own Western Airs, our soldiers. Great to have you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you once again, as Buffalo Bill, where's that pony? Let's give them all a great big loud welcome to Denver, Colorado. And once again, for you folks on that end, watch building the Palomino. What a beautiful, beautiful horse. A little more applause, if you will. Thank you. Now, with a beautiful setting from the West, horses, our cowboys, our cowgirls, our stagecoach, we ask you to stand and join us now as we pay tribute to our great neighbors and friends to the North, Canada, with one of the greatest cowboy stars ever in the world, and of course, one of the greatest country western singers in the world, Mr. Ivan Daines, with "Oh Canada."
Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Beautiful song. Thank you, Ivan. Very beautiful. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Norma Slack Cathy, our very own Calamity Jane, who is indeed the great niece of Calamity Jane, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
have a little unfinished business. You want to give old Bob a mailbag tonight.
Because I'm going to get standing down to make sure yes.
Yeah, she wants to make sure that mailbag with the letter to old Wild Bill Hickok gets to Deadwood on time. So Sandy, you take good care. Okay, Stagecoach Bob. It's off to Deadwood and thereabouts. Goodbye to Calamity Jane. Give her a little applause as she gets out of here. You ain't seen the last of that guy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as Sandy takes one of the most thrilling rides in the world tonight, once again, if you'll clap your hands and make some noise, Stagecoach Bob slings the door over on that stagecoach. I want you to watch it slide around there. And the louder you get, the faster he goes. If you want to go fast, you gotta get loud. Now, watch this. I don't think he can hear you. Here he goes. Ready to hear you. Whoa. Man, that looked like so much fun. About to blow his hat off, you know? His hat was about to come off. That's a magnificent team of horses. We're going to have a contest sometime, maybe here next year. And the one who can count all the spots on those horses wins some kind of a prize. Maybe a Dodge truck, that'd be good. We'll give somebody a Dodge truck next year if they can count the exact numbers on all those 6 horses. Well, folks, we're going to bring in this young man again, portraying our Buffalo Bill across the country at the Great American Wild West Show. He is the most incredible horseman of today. He is a sensational champion. So if you will, a little more of your applause for Mr. Max Reynolds of Buffalo Bill. Now, on that side, everybody clap your hands. Beautiful team of matching horses as he brings them to a sliding stop. Let's all together give Max a great big round welcome to Denver tonight. Thank you. Well, they're fired up tonight. Max has been seen in many motion pictures, movies. He does a lot of stunt work out in Hollywood. You might recognize Max from the movie Buffalo Girls a couple of years ago with Reba McEntire. He doubled the actor Peter Coyote as Buffalo Bill. Now he is an incredible horseman. I think the best in the world. And again, as he comes around and just applaud him once in a while, and you'll really get a kick out of this. Now watch the figure 8s as he shifts his weight from side to side. And he's not tied to those horses. See, he can go about any way he wants to. Those horses are free and are individuals. He has a lot of faith in those horses. How do you like him so far? Thank you, sir. You betcha. He comes from Nebraska. Anyone tonight from Nebraska? Now you heard me mention the horses are not tied together, and Max is not stuck to those saddle pads. He's going to show you that now. As he goes from horse to horse, he'll spread them apart to show you they're not linked together. See there? A little applause as he spreads them far apart. Balance, balance, balance. Now watch as he dances from a horse to horse, as he goes down the side of the fence. To the right horse, then to the left horse. When you like it, don't be afraid to tell him with your applause. He can hear you. I guarantee you. You bet. Magnificent animals, so well trained. Now if you'll give him a little more applause now, he'll turn around backwards and ride backwards. Holy smokes. How do you like that? Boys, thank you, sir. I think he's magnificent. Now, you know, animals would normally be afraid of fire, but Max has taught these horses to not be afraid of anything he asked them to do, fire or otherwise. He will weave them in and out of those fire stakes. Then he will come right down the middle. He'll be on top and they'll be on each side. Get very close. And I'm going to ask you to get set now. As he approaches that first fire pole, I want you all to clap your hands and scream and holler a little bit. Let's see how it works. Now, give him some more applause. Woohoo! Wow. Hey, Max, what is that? Are you on fire? I see your fringe smoking back there. Is that, you got real close to that one. Yeah, it's hot tonight, ain't you? Well, it's Saturday night in Denver. Would you folks like to see him jump through that ring of fire? Clap your hands if you do. Here he goes. Make some more noise. A little more noise. Oh, yahoo! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to really ram out and give him all the applause you have. Lay it on him. Oh, boy. Mr. Max Reynolds, Buffalo Bill. Boy, what a talent that guy is, I want to tell you. That looks like fun. But you never want to try that. You kill yourself, I guarantee you. Well, of course, the livestock show here for more than 90 years was built on cattle and cowboys, and with a lot of history and a lot of tradition. And once upon a time in the Old West, there was a man who lived a life of adventure, of daring, and he had a lot of dreams. His days were spent in wide open spaces of the West. In his backyard was the painted desert of the Rocky Mountains. This man drove cattle up the Chisholm Trail, the Loving Goodnight Trails, and he believed that your handshake and your word were the greatest assets a man could have. He lived 100 years ago, and we know him throughout the world as a cowboy.
Was a cowboy I knew in South Texas. His face was burned by the sun. For history, for sage, for mystery. He was there when Pancho Villa was young. And he'd tell you a tale of the old days, when the country was wild all around. Sit out under the stars of February and listen while the coyotes howl. They go, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Sounds like Colorado. This man rode across the West, folks. He rode like a king in a 10-gallon crown, on a throne made of hand-tool leather. And still today, he's a hero to schoolboys everywhere. His years on the trail long ago, he would tell you were the happiest he ever lived. Sometimes they were hard, it took all a man had just to go on. But he said when all went well out there was no other life quite so pleasant. He told me of a tale one time when he and the boys were driving a big herd up from South Texas. He thought it was back in the spring of 1871. They had just crossed the Red River. The boys had had some coffee and some beans for the night, told a few tales, sang a few songs. But all of a sudden, the night turned black as coal. The wind began to howl, the trees began to shake, the thunder rolled and the lightning cracked. And out of the night came a young Tom Bentley, one of our young buckaroo cowboys. And he was running like the devil was on his tail, like the devil was about to catch him. It was a dangerous thing to run your horse through the black nights. It was a stampede. The night had turned back. Everybody hollered, head him up and move him out. Longhorns out of Texas. And the Cowboys who roll. You take a look at old Big Red down there. He weighs over 2,000 pounds. How about a little hand for our Cowboys tonight? Looks like they weathered the storm. Boy, when they come hard and fast, don't they? Well, he said that sure was a scary night, but they got them all turned back and settled again. Tom and his horse were okay. They just hit a gopher hole. They sure were lucky. Most times, he said the night was quiet under those stars. Most times you could hear was a crackle of the fire and a night guard out there trying to calm the cattle down. That's one of the important things that would happen on a cattle drive at night. They would settle them under the stars, and the cattle would get used to the voices of the cowboys. And the cowboys would begin to come up with poetry and turn the poetry into song. And there is where we found Singing Cowboy. And I believe he's right down there, right now, to sing to the cattle. It all began just like this. Yippee-ki-yi-yo. It didn't all begin with Garth Brooks.
The coyotes are howling, the night birds are crowding, where the doggies fall. The spurs are a-jingling, the cowboy is singing, the lonesome cattle call. For hours he would ride on the range far and wide. When the night bird blow up a squall, his heart is a feather in all kinds of weather, singing his cattle call.
Well, folks, how about it once again for Mr. Ivan Davis? That's one of those old-time songs, long time ago, the cattle call. Can anybody yodel in the audience? Any yodelers in the audience? Yeah, sure. Well, one of the most important parts about the cattle drive and the roundup of the cowboys was the young buckaroo, the bronc fighter, the bronc buster. These cowboys averaged about 24 years of age. Well, life was so hard that by 30 years old, most of them were so broken up and stove up they couldn't even get on a horse. And that was the end of it. This young buckaroo is 18 years old. How about a little human holler from the bandstand? Let's ride this old fucking horse. Just take the blinds off and let him go, boys. Yeah! Everybody holler, yeehaw! Now the chase is on. You'll be happy to know, folks, that young road rider, young P.R. Schultz, is from Colorado. He's a shown-up Colorado cowboy. Give him a big hand tonight. Got his booties on. There you go. Give him another big hand. The Colorado Kid, we call him. Yes, we do. Well, cowboys back then had to find various ways to entertain themselves. They did it by song, by poetry. But one of the most important parts of the cowboy's life, bronc riders of course, was to use the lariats, to rope the cattle for branding at roundup time. And some of those guys became quite good. They became trick ropers. So once again, we present one of the stars of our show. A little round of applause for J.W. Stoker and Hot Diggity.
Gather up boys, the coffee's hot on the fire. There's a full day of bread and waiting the odds. I want to spend.
Now when you like him, folks, just jump right in there and let him know. He's all right. He's the champion of the world. He's going to give you a show. Give him a little applause right now so he'll know you're watching real close. How do you like it? He's the fanciest cowboy we know. The butterflies, the ocean waves, the back Spanish spin. Yeah, boy. Now, folks, give him a nice official greeting on there, Mr. Stoker. J.W. was born in Kansas, and he had his first pony when he was 8 years old. He was a juvenile world champion trick roper, the first and only Western entertainer to have his picture on a box of cereals. If you have that, you have a real collector's item. He lives now in Weatherford, Texas, just out of Fort Worth. Well, go right ahead and raise some of that applause on him. It's okay. Oh, he loves it. And he can start and stop that rope at any point. You see right there on that side, he can build a loop from nothing from almost a knot while wiggling and jiggling. He has never done anything else in his life except spin ropes and entertain all over the world since he was 9 years old. And a little bit of applause will get him back in the saddle again. Got him wound up tonight. Those ropes are not trick ropes, they're just like your clothesline, a cotton type rope. He buys those things like on a 1,000-foot coil, and he cuts them in the length that he needs them. There's nothing tricky about the ropes itself. Oh, spurs and jingle jangle. I don't think he can hear you. Now watch Hot Diggity. How about a hand for the beautiful white horse? Wade Show Horse. You might recognize J.W. a few years ago. He worked with Clint Eastwood in a movie called Bronco Billy. He played the roping champion and lived in California with the actors and taught them how to spin ropes, enough for the close-ups. Now this is very difficult right here. And it deserves a little more of your applause right now to give him some confidence. He has to require the horse to stand very still. Now watch him as it turns around. He may try to jump all the way through it. When he does, I want you to really pay him off, because this is the most difficult thing a man can do up there. Jump up in the air like that and come down to the side. Oh boy! Holy cow! Same kind of ropes, a little bit different twist. A little faster on the spin. He'll have the rope going up in the air over his head, under his boots. You're going to see some fancy two-step in here now. And again, when do you like it? Just tell him he loves to hear you. Yeah, boy. Yeah. I like it. Nothing like a cowboy, the fancy cowboy. Now I want you to watch those boots this time. He's going to be in and out of that rope so fast. Look at this. Way to have this fancy. He switches hands behind his back, changes hands to the rope handle. You're looking at a man who's dedicated his life to being a cowboy entertainer all of his life. Yeah. Come on, folks, one more time for Mr. Stoker. Now, J.W. wouldn't be caught anywhere without the smartest horses in the world. This one is Hot Diggity. Do you boys and girls like this horse? Clap your hands if you do, you young boys and girls. Hot Diggity is a smart horse. Matter of fact, he'll even answer questions for us. Hey, Hot Diggity, did you think J.W. is doing pretty good tonight with his ropes? No. Hot Diggity, do you like the Bronco football team? Yes, he does. I thought so, yeah. Hot Diggity, would you like to rope tonight if these kids would give you some applause right now? Right now, if you'll applaud, I think you'll find us. And you won't believe this. I didn't believe this when Stoker came up to me a few years ago and said, Don, you won't believe this. But guess what I caught my horse doing out in the barn one night? He walked out and heard the darndest commotion. And he looked over, and all the other horses were gathered around. And Hot Diggity had the rope in his mouth. And if you'll really applaud him some more, he'll spin that rope for you. A little bit more, a little bit louder. There he goes. Keep it up, keep it up. Here he goes. Hot Diggity the show horse. There he is. J.W., you've got a tough act to follow. And the way to do that is with two ropes. One in each hand, one on the top, one on the bottom. At the same speed, then different speeds, then different directions. And again, a little help from the grandstands might really come in handy right here. And drop them down. Now watch the fancy footwork right here. Here's that stock show stomp. Yeah, boy. Yeah. That's how he knocks off all that stock show dirt off of his boots. My favorite trick of all is coming up. The oldest, longest running trick in the roper's world. And it's the most difficult. It's called the Texas Skip, like Will Rogers used to do. In he goes, out he goes. The louder you applaud, the longer he goes, the faster he goes. What do you say? Good enough for me. You better believe it. Mr. J.W. Stoker and Hot Diggity, his show horn. Ladies and gentlemen, as he comes around, give him a good salute. There has never been a champion like this man. And one more time, Denver, say so long to J.W. Stoker. Boy, oh boy. Well, fellas, it's about daylight, about dawn. Daylight's breaking. Time to head 'em up through the mountains. Head 'em on back down the old trail. Head 'em north. Got a long way to go. These cowboys might have driven 2,000 or 3,000 longhorns on one drive. And they came from everywhere, all parts of the world, to be a cowboy. Real genuine Texas longhorns. Now everybody with me holler real loud now as they leave us. Head 'em up and move it out. What a life it must have been. Can you imagine living back in those times? There'll never be another man like the cowboy. His story has been told and told, time and time again.
Now the longhorns are gone, and the clovers are gone, the Comanches are gone, and the outlaws are gone, Geronimo's gone, and Sam Bass is gone, and the lion is gone, and the red wolf is gone. Well, he cursed all the roads to New Orleans, and he cursed the automobile. Said this is no place for an hombre like that. In this new world of asphalt and steel. Then he'd look off someplace in the distance at something only he could see. He'd say, all that's left now is this damned old coyote. One morning they searched his Adobe. He disappeared without even a word. But that night as the moon crossed the mountain, one more coyote was heard.
Oh, we got it going now, don't we? You think you can get him in there? How many things they can get that old steer back in that gate? Clap your hands. We may have to help him. Everyone who is proud of the American cowboy and the Colorado cowboy, just clap your hands as loud as you want to now. We salute the American cowboy at the stock show. Thank you, Mr. Sargent. Thank you, sir. And I guarantee you there is as real of a cowboy as you'll ever find anywhere on the face of this earth. Well, we sure want to thank again our great friends at Dodge Truck, area Denver Dodge dealers, and of course Purina, our sponsors here at the Great American Wild West Show. By the way, we thank all of you folks too. We are sold out tonight and again tomorrow for our second and final show tomorrow afternoon. And that just makes us very, very happy. It's a very exciting time for us.
Old Bullhorn Leghorn used to tell me about the time he drove cattle out west.
I don't know who this is.
Oh, the story he would tell.
Oh, no. Any of you know who that is? Is that Gabby Hayes?
Son, listen to my tale, and I'll tell you of my troubles on the old Chisholm Trail. Tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yi-yippee-yay, oh, tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. With my foot in the stirrup, my hand on the horn, I'm the best dang cowboy ever was born. Tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yi-yippee-yay, I say tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. On a $10 horse and a $40 saddle, I'm going down to Texas punching longhorn cattle. Tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yi-yippee-yay, I say tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. Woke up one morning on the old Chisholm Trail with a rope in my hand and a cowboy tail. Tie-yi-yippee-yi-yippee-yay, I say tie-yi-yippee-yippee-yay.
Hold it, Justin. What the heck is going on?
I tell you what,
I can't believe you
I've
had these
been on
folks
this
falling
cattle
for
trail
that.
too long.
Yeah, you've been on the cattle trail too long, all right.
Yeah, right, this dead, lame, honorary jackass.
You ain't been riding that thing on the cattle trail.
You're right, I've been pulling it most of the way.
I noticed that. You've been pulling it.
I'm gonna go trade it in.
Here at the stock show,
Yeah,
you're going to trade that thing in?
yeah.
For what?
Oh, I'm gonna give me one of them new motorcycle ladies.
A little motorcycle? I don't know what. We don't think there are any motorcycles here at the stock show.
Yeah, you know what a motorcycle lady is. You ever seen one?
Do you folks know what he's talking about? I don't either. I think you've lost your mind. You've been eating
Let
local.
me tell you what one of them dead lame things look like. Just said anything. I'll tell you what I think one looks like. I wrote this in
I've never seen one.
Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Well, let's see. You mean that's what you're talking about?
Yeah,
That's a jackass. Is what
No,
that
this is a motorcycle. Look at it.
That's not a motorcycle. Look at that.
Wait a
That
minute.
thing is sick.
You're just wrong.
Is that a motorcycle? A motorcycle? You like that, do you, folks? What do you got? I see some handlebars.
Tickle my funny bone.
Yeah, you're a funny guy, I'll tell you.
Look here, I got everything. That one of them motorcycle ladies. Look what I got on this thing.
What have you got?
Knee action shocks.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Real leather upholstery.
Leather upholstery.
And look, safety features. I got blinkers left and right.
Blinkers left and right.
And look here.
What's that?
I got something right here. I got a picture of my mother-in-law tattooed on his chest.
Oh, well, that's what the Hell's Angels have, pictures of their mother-in-law. What do you got a picture of your mother-in-law on that thing for?
State law in Colorado requires all motor vehicles to have an airbag.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Watch it, be careful, be careful.
Hey, look here, I got this in you.
Wait. Be
I just got this.
careful. Don't touch that.
I got this.
What are you
Sears and
doing?
Roebuck. I bought this at Sears and Roebuck. You know
What
what
is
this
it?
is?
Is that a mirror?
Yeah, it's my rear view mirror.
A rear view mirror. What do you see?
I'm being followed by that Rush Limbaugh.
Holy cow, Rush is coming behind you.
And look
That's
here,
the worst sight I've seen in a long time.
look here, this is not a solo seater either, buddy.
What is it?
My mother-in-law rides out here.
Your mother-in-law rides back there?
Yeah, in the summertime when she's hot,
Now, what do?
turn on the AC.
AC, air conditioner. What about if she gets cold?
Oh, in the winter when she's cold,
Yeah.
give her a little gas.
Little gas. Give her some gas. You do your mother-in-law like that?
Yeah, look here though. I probably got the only one of these in the United States that's got air brakes.
Air brakes?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Do they work?
Darn burritos, huh? Yeah, they work.
How do they work?
Okay, I come up to an intersection.
Uh-huh.
I can turn to the left.
Yeah.
Or I can turn to the right.
Yeah.
He's out here got the big wagon.
Yeah. Look out. There it is.
They work every
Yeah,
time.
we'll give you some applause just because we feel so sorry for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
but they work every time. You want to see them?
I want to see that again.
Time out.
Time out for what?
We have to couple them up there, man. You know.
Okay. All right. What's the matter?
We blew an air seal.
Blue and air seal.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
I can take it right.
Yep.
To the left.
Yep.
Now,
Well, how do you like that thing, folks? You really like that?
yeah, thank you.
His motorcycle taking the job.
Look what else I'm going to buy when I get a new motorcycle.
What is that for?
It's one of them new Somali ragged deals you see on television.
Well, what do you do with it?
Oh, when your buggy gets dirty,
Uh-huh.
all you gotta do is come up here and put it on there and clean it up.
Yeah, well, look, it fell off. The wind must have caught up in here.
Here's wind, I'll tell you.
Must be a gust of wind.
But hey, when you want one of these things here, you
I
just
guess
cut it.
it fell off again. You know what you should do? We've got a lot to go and some really important people coming in here in a minute.
Yeah.
Would you do me a favor?
Right.
Really? Just get on that thing and get out of here.
It ain't got no steering wheel yet.
I don't care. Just get on it and leave.
You want me to get...
Yeah, just get on it and leave.
All right, but where's the exit? Is it this way?
No, it's this way. Don't you know where you came in?
Oh, it's this way.
It's this way.
Here it is.
Yeah, watch it, watch it. Hold it, look out. Watch it.
Goodness. I hope it doesn't fall off.
I rode him.
Man alive. Man alive. Well, we're going to show you some more daredevils right now. You don't see this too often anymore, but we have the very best in the world with us at the Great American Wild West Show. It's called Trick and Fancy Riding, and here they come now. And let's give them some applause as they come in here. Linda Schultz from the great state of Colorado. Sets the pace. Rebecca Rice Gruber from Texas. Here's Vicki Taylor from Texas. This is Sean Blackett from the state of Oklahoma. Trick and Fancy Riding. One of my favorite things to watch. They're going to be upside down, around, and every way in the world. Here's the Colorado cowgirl you get some applause to right here. Linda Schultz goes upside down. Let her hear you as she comes around on that side. Again, her kicking her feet. Hey, Colorado. Now to Texas. The Metro Rise Gruber. But in the Fort Worth area, the great big stride way out of the white horse called Hot Shot. Give her a little applause and get her back to the saddle tonight. Now again from Texas, Vicki Taylor, watch this. She's great. All the way around in what's called the Indian Hideaway. Watch this little horse run. Now she flips back to the other direction, and here she comes, back to the saddle again. Watch this young man, Sean Brackett, from Oklahoma. He's fast. The Buffalo Bill, Pony Express Falls. Give this Oklahoma cowboy a welcome. His first time in Denver, Colorado at the National Western. Thank you. Now watch Linda, again from Pueblo, Colorado, as she stretches out with only one foot in the stirrup of the saddle, no hands, just like that. Rebecca Rice Gruber again, and up she goes with a 1 foot stand. Around the turn she comes, and for you on that side. Very nice. This is Vicki Taylor. Now she's going all the way across the front of the saddle and literally laying across the horse's neck. Do you like it? Watch how fast this kid right here is. Again, a fancy version of how Buffalo Bill might have carried the mail on the Pony Express ride. From Oklahoma, Sean Brackett. You're going to love this. Linda Schultz from Colorado is going to go all the way underneath the horse's neck. She needs some applause for help. Watch the horse pick up speed. Comes up on the other side and spins around the horn. Now this is like one of those goddesses on the helm of a ship. As the Metro shows you the Hippodrome stand. A beautiful smile, and all she wants is a little applause. Go on. Now here comes the little horse, the little lady from Texas. She's going to drop all the way down. Where's your applause for the Indians? Their hands are dragging the dirt. Literally dragging the dirt. All right, Sean, careful. Careful, be careful, be careful. Careful! Pull yourself back in the saddle just like that. Did you see that? One more time.
down the horn, walks back, and there he is. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it is fancy trip riding. About a great farewell to our trip riders, a big send-off. Edward Schultz, Vicki Taylor, Demetra Rice Hoover, and Sean Brockett. If you like them, tell them as loud as you can. Oh, that was good. Thank you so much. You know, at one time long ago, that used to be a contest in Western shows, trick riding, but there are so few now, those are the very best in the world, that you just don't see much of that anymore, anywhere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about cowboys and cowgirls tonight, and will before the night's over again. But long before the cattle towns, the cowboys came to Denver in the West. The plains belonged to the Indians. They lived off the land and in harmony with its creatures, the eagle, the buffalo, and they performed prayers and ceremonial dances as they would call the giant buffalo herds into their hunting grounds with the buffalo dance. As far as the eye could see, there was a majestic creature that roamed the land. From Canada to Mexico, throughout the Great Plains and around the Rockies. With its long mane and magnificent features, it roamed the West and it became the symbol of the American West, American buffalo. At one time, there were millions of buffalo. Their numbers were so great that the vast plains were blackened and seemed to be in motion with the giant herds that numbered into the thousands as they thundered across the lands. But soon, another sound would echo across those plains. That was a different kind of sound. The sound of the railroad, the steam engine, and the sound of the Sharps 50 rifles as the hunters came. The hunters came with their guns and their knives, and they came from everywhere. They came to feed those soldiers and the railroad workers. And they came for the hides and the bones that they would ship to the East and to Europe. And some came just for the sport of it all. Wagon load after wagon load of buffalo robes were hauled out the West. And by 1893, there was around 300 buffalo left from herds that at one time numbered 60 million. But many famous men of the Old West, at one time in their lives, out of necessity to feed their families for a job, they were buffalo hunters. Matt Masterson, Wyatt Earp, and a young man named Bill Cody. The years 1867 up into about 1868, Bill Cody hunted buffalo to feed the workers on the Kansas Pacific Railroad. And in a contest, a shooting contest in Kansas, he was declared the champion. And from that day on, he would become known to the world as Buffalo Bill, a name that would become synonymous with the West. But Buffalo Bill Cody soon realized that this was out of control. He once rode to the top of a mountain, and he knew the sight that he would see would soon disappear forever. As far as his eye could see, 20 or 30 miles, he said the range was packed with buffalo. He thought there must have been 1 million. He went back to that same spot a year later, to what had been the greatest buffalo grounds in the world, and he only saw one young buffalo that day. The face of the West had been changed. And his hopes were that this one young calf would go on and begin a new birth of the American buffalo. And we speak of those herds. As the buffalo began to disappear, the song the Indian would sing was a song of sadness. To the Indians, everything they had came from the buffalo. The teepees, the moccasins, their clothing, the food they ate. Most of all, the buffalo was their religion. Their very existence revolved around this animal. They believed that this animal, the buffalo, was their protector in life and the link to the Great Spirit world. It's said that even the buffalo saw their day was over and they could protect their people no longer. And sadly, the last great herd gathered in council and decided what to do about this situation. One young woman got up very early one morning and peering through the haze, saw the last buffalo herd appear. In her spirit dream, straight to the mountain, the leader of their herd walked. Behind him came the cows and calves, and the few young males who had survived. As the woman watched, the face of the mountain opened wide, and inside the mountain the world was green and fresh, as it had been when she was a small girl, and the rivers ran clear and cool, and into this world of beauty, the buffalo herd slowly walked, never to be seen again on the face of this earth. They had gone.
Hey!
so much. And throughout the plains, the many tribes would gather to celebrate their many victories, and they would also share their knowledge and their wisdom with each other, and give blessings and thanks to what they had been given from the Creator and for what they hoped to receive in the way of animals and food and lodging. One of the most exciting and thrilling dances performed in those days and still today, but very seldom ever seen like this in public performance, was the hoop dance. They would go for nights and nights without stopping until the dancers would literally fall with exhaustion. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jones McNally from Flagstaff, Arizona, the world champion, and the dance of the hoop. Go right ahead. He's okay. He can hear you. You have to applaud. Flagstaff, Arizona. They asked me to leave you and there you have with great thoughts, a good life, treat the earth and world with kindness. Let's give them a nice send-off. The Jones McNally family. Thank you. Those hoops, by the way, are made out of the willow branch from the Navajo willow tree. They are almost 100 years old. Those hoops are handed down from his grandfather and grandfathers before him. So everything that you saw there was real, it was genuine, and it was authentic in every way. That man is world famous. You see his face and his picture around the world in movies. He was the voice. The movie Geronimo a couple of years back, that was his voice. You heard in the movie singing all those songs. Well, I see that old Calamity Jane has regrouped, and I bet you she has a tale to tell. If you give old Calamity a little more applause, we'll see what she's up to. She'll be noisy, I guarantee you that. Calamity, what have you got on your mind?
Well, I'm back. There have been brazen folks behind my back make a statement that I have the busted figure of a busted bale of hay. But Cupid's arrow did pierce my heart clean through once. And I'm gonna tell you the beginning of Calamity Jane's love story. Yeah! I was hanging out in the town one day, and down the street rode this feller that was decked out like nobody had ever seen before in my life. On the top of his head, he had this 10-gallon hat. It was perched, so as I'm sure it hadn't seen many western windy days for sure. He had shoulder-length hair that curved in waves that many girls would be jealous of. He had on this dark and tight-fitting saddle coat that didn't have any western dust on it. And hanging on his hips in a cross-bra fashion, he had a pair of pearl-handled silver handguns. And I believe they looked like they were just a begging to be drawn. Never in my life I made a promise to myself. I wasn't going to give my heart to any gin for a cherishable freedom. But at the sight of that feather all bedecked out in his refinement, my old heart was going pitter-pat in my chest. Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon that secret love became impatient to be free. So I told the friendly star the way that dreamers often do, just how wonderful you are, and why I'm so in love with you. Now I shout it from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil. At last my heart's an open door, and my secret love is no secret anymore.
Well, thank you, Frank.
Now you know, folks, modern day Calamity has to deal with two strange things, and she has lost her voice for this show. But I'm so proud to be in front of you today. And I do swear that as long as the sun shines and people can speak, they might say this man's name. I expect some of you have. For he's none other than that famous gunman, Wild Bill Hickok. And I must admit, I did fall in a sound affection for that fella.
Why, Calamity Jane, you are in Cantankerous little club. I had a little old time. You sure are looking fine. But you know how it is. I got to be paddling on. We see you around.
Hey, Calamity. Ain't that just your luck? You finally caught up with the Wild Bill and your unsoftened leaves you high and dry.
Well, for heaven's sakes, that's the usual start, but you know what? I'm on my big old horse, Blackjack, and I have a feeling that I'm going to catch him this time. Don't you folks think so, too? Well, I do. So, Wild Bill, I'm a-coming after you.
Yeah, go get him, Jane. Let's give Jane a big hand and wish her luck. But attention old Wild Bill Hickok herself. That was quite a story of the Old West. You know, Calamity Jane and Wild Bill in reality are buried side by side up in Deadwood, South Dakota. They sure are. That's a true story. going to show you a beautiful horse right now and a beautiful lady. You get a real kick out of this. The stock show at this event center is really known for its magnificent animals every day and every night. Here is one of ours from the Wild West Show. Miss Vicki Taylor and her version of the Indian horse dance. And again, a little bit of your applause will bring her right down that alley into this game. Here she goes. Say howdy. And how about on that side? Yay! How about all together we say hi to her right now with our applause? Give her a little attention. And she returns your kindness with a nice bow to that side. Her beautiful spotted horse. They're out of Texas. And they glide and ride across the plains, just like an eagle might fly across the skies. Now this horse is very agile, can turn, can twist, can jump. Yes, sir, now he'll go the other way. And this time, if you'll clap your hands a little louder, he'll really spin fast. Thank you. Now, every Indian in the world riding out on the plains, either on the battlefield or on the buffalo hunt, had to have a horse that would maneuver, sometimes even backwards. That would sometimes save your life. You had to count on your horse. There's a nice mount. Thank you. Now watch how she cues and guides the horse the next few moments. Not with her hands, but with her moccasin heels, and by squeezing gently into the legs, the side of the horse. You've seen on the Western movies and on great Western portraits of the Indians riding through the herd of buffalo, hunting the buffalo for food, perhaps without using their hands to touch the bridle reins. The horse was taught to run beside the buffalo and around the buffalo, not even having to be cued with the rider's hands. So again, the Indian, in whatever situation, had to have a lot of dependability and faith on the horse he or she would ride. And your horse show fans can notice as this horse changes leads from right to left, right on stride. Thank you. How do you like her so far? Now as she comes down that side, what is known as the side pass, give her a little bit of your applause as she gets near your section. Again, that can come in handy by dodging a charging buffalo to maneuver your horse not only backwards or forward, but all the way to the side, left or right. And a horse that had to have a great burst of speed. Thank you. Now on the battlefield, a horse can be used as a weapon. Watch the front legs of this horse. He might get his enemy underneath those ropes and pound him in the ground. Or use them as a great march in the parade of victory. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady, as I mentioned, from Texas, is not only a great performer, beautiful lady, one of our top horse trainers in the country, but she's also, we're not on the road with the Wild West Show, a speech therapist down in Texas, has made a career out of helping young kids who have a hearing or speech problem. She's known literally throughout the nation with her work in that area. And she has devised, especially for our Wild West show, a beautiful piece to the Lord's Prayer and in Indian Sign Language. Enjoy.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory
Ladies and gentlemen, the end of the trail and the Lord's Prayer. Tell her if you really enjoyed that. She worked hard for you on that. And presenting Miss Vicki Taylor from Texas and the Horse Dance. Thank you. You know, one of the exciting events as you read through the history books and watch pictures and stories about Buffalo Bill's Wild West show was target shooting. He had several folks in his show that were expert shooters of targets. I think they even used live ammunition back in those days, but we won't do that tonight. We're going to give you a little demonstration of our version of Buffalo Bill's Wild West target shooting with our very own Buffalo Bill. Mr. Max Reynolds from Nebraska deserves some more applause. Here he is. It's target shooting time. As Brad goes 44s, around he comes. Every time he hits one, holler bullseye. Bullseye. Now when he hits one, everybody all together, yell bullseye as loud as you can. There it is. Hooray for Buffalo Bill. Max Reynolds. Max is an expert gunman. He can spin those things and twirl those things like nobody's business and shoot the eye out of a squirrel across the field. Now here it comes. Remember, bullseye when he hits one. Ready? Up in the air this time. Here on. Now back this way. Here we go. Are you set? Get ready. Bullseye! You know, I think he's perfect so far. I don't think he's missed a single one. Now watch this. He's going to put his reins in his teeth and guide the horse with his mouth and have a 6-gear in each hand. As he comes down through there, I want you all to clap your hands. Come on, right now. Here we go. One over here. One over here. One over here. Ho! for Mr. Max Reynolds from Lexington, Nebraska. What do you say? That's the picture you saw in the special stock show edition. Back shooting those targets. Oh man, he's good. Another one of our performers who has made his life of being a Western entertainer. Let's take a little ride across the West. What do you say? Oh, it must have been fun back then to jump in the stagecoach, go from Denver to Cheyenne, over to Deadwood. Everybody say howdy to our stagecoach rider. The old West stage line. Well, in carrying the gold of the U.S. government, you see the strong box up there. I guarantee you there was not that big a team of horses back in those days. Oh, Stagecoach Bob Johnson. He should have lived 100 years ago. He would have fit right in. Now you gotta know this is a pretty important trip because Calamity Jane is riding shotgun. And she has both barrels loaded of that shotgun. And you guys behave. A lot of bad desperados along the trail. They seem to know when the gold was on the stage. I don't know how, but they just did. Hold it, hold it, hold it. They're after the smoke box. They're after that smoke box full of gold. I know they are. There's $10,000 in gold dust. Get them, Calamity, get them, they're getting on you. Look at Calamity, she's got her leg hanging off the side. They want that gold. All right. There's no use to run, boys. You can't fight them. You're outgunned. You're outmanned. You are outgunned. Now easy, easy, be careful, don't hurt the ladies. Don't hurt the ladies, whatever you do. Whatever you do, don't hurt the ladies. Girls, don't hurt the rivals, girls, don't hurt the cowboys. Don't hurt them. Just give them the gold, that's all it takes. Just give it. Don't you folks think that's the wise thing to do? Just give them the gold and let's make it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There may be help around the corner after all. Could it be Ohio Silver? Everybody come Ohio Silver! Oh, what parts? You've met your match now. Calamity getting, he's getting away. Oh boy, I think they both got him. How about a hand for Calamity Jane? She got him with the double barrel shotgun. Now get him out of here. You dirty low down dog. Get out of here, don't you ever come back. We may need some help. Buffalo Bill, are you still around? How many of you want Buffalo Bill to vote this guy? He's got it. What do you think we ought to do with him now? Yeah, track him out of here. Hey, oh boy, we've made it. Big hand, everybody, from Buffalo Bill and the Lone Stranger. You look like a Texas stranger to me. Yeah. Calamity Jane, hang on. Whatever you do, hang on. The day has been saved. Yeah, we saved the day. Watch those Appaloosas go, will you? Around they go. Make a little noise on that end. Here they come. At the old Cheyenne. Now everybody make a whole lot of noise. Stagecoach Bob, hang on. enjoy that? How'd you like that little stage of public? You don't mess with that Buffalo Bill. Hey, how many of you folks in the grandstand about my age are old enough to remember people like Roy Rogers? Any of you ever watched Roy Rogers on television? Of course, we're giving away our age when we say that. How about old Gene Autry, Howard Cassidy? We want to pay tribute to those guys right now. Our Silver Screen Cowboy.
Last of the Silver Screen Cowboys, last of the fast dying breed.
Well, thank you, sir.
Cattle grazing, 6 guns a-blazing. God knows this is what America still needs. Last of the Silver Screen Cowboys, standing tall for what he believes is right. Don't push him around, there's more than one villain's found.
And you know what? Let's make a whole lot of noise right here. Everybody kind of yeah right here. What about you folks on this side? Any Roy Rogers fans? Oh yeah. Oh, what a horse. Let's turn back the pages.
Then the time slipped away for we knew. And you little wranglers put up your play guns and your toys. But memories don't die. And we're still riding high. We're the last of the Silver Screen.
Io Silver! Oh yeah! Everyone who likes the Silver Screen Cowboys, let me hear you clap your hands real loud. Mr. J.W. Stoker and Sundance the Show Host. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, Buffalo Bill, the stagecoach, and all the cast and crew of the Great American Wild West Show will join us again. Have you had a good time tonight, everybody? What do you say? Let them know if you have. Come on and tell them. Good boy. Max Little, Calamity Jane, Texas Cowboy, Ivan Davis, the Cowboy shooting star, the famous Schultz family out of Colorado, Mr. Jones Benally, ladies and gentlemen, our Indian chief and great hoop dancer, and the soldiers of the western area. Now, if you had a great time, I want you once more to give them all a big, big round of applause. Thank you, Max. Ladies and gentlemen, remember the autograph posters are available right here underneath our big screen, and they'll be down in the paddock area, Buffalo Bill, Valley, all of our stars, the autographed posters, just below the big screen at the Dodge display. Let's give them one more final send-off. One more big round of applause. Stagecoach Bob, it's all yours. And we leave you with the fabulous horses. Stagecoach Bob, watch them, applaud them, cheer them, you'll like it.
Happy trails to you, keep smiling up to live. Happy trails to you.
Now remember, when you make some noise, he goes real fast.
Out where a friend is a friend, when the Lord can feel lonely just to be, I'm back in the saddle again.
Folks, as he comes down the middle this time, he's going out. So this is your last chance to make some noise from the Great American Wild West Show Stagecoach and Stagecoach Bob. Come on now, let me hear it. Be sure and come down to the paddock area and join us for autographs. Stop by the Dodge display below the big screen for your souvenir posters. Come to us there. We're waiting on you.